Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this is the second episode of us creating a nice card design in ReactJS and CSS. We've been through the basics, and this time we're gonna create something a little bit more advanced when it comes to the styling and design, but also really simple when it comes to the JSX structure. And we're gonna create three cards. The design I have taken from Codrops, so that's the design. Design is basically Codrops. Thanks to them, yeah, go there and maybe bookmark their site, because when it comes to the web design, this is a wonderful source of information and examples. So basically, yeah, let's get going. I'm gonna start by creating a new folder here. I'm gonna name it just simply card, and then I'm gonna create new file that's gonna be card psx. As mentioned before, the structure is gonna be really easy. So it's gonna be just a card that's gonna return some wonderful component. So uh, do we need, no, we can just return immediately. We're gonna have a figure here. That's the new tag. Well, you can call it new. We've learned about last time. Then we're gonna have, of course, some kind of image with some kind of src, and then just say background for now. And we're gonna have the figure caption. Okay, we're gonna have a div here, and in this caption we're gonna present text, and it will be presented differently based off of the design that we provide. So, and a paragraph here. Now we're gonna reuse the very same React component, because that's what components are for, and display our card in three different ways. So I'm going to create an enum here. Say, let's call it card class, and that's going to be blue pop. That's one name. Green frame, and let's call that one warm filter. These are just some arbitrary names that I decided to give to our classes. They don't really mean anything. Maybe they somehow reference how I'll try to implement the looks of our cards. And then, of course, the let's just say props. It's gonna be the title. Of course, as a string. Also the subtext. That's gonna be a string. The class, that's gonna be card class, and that's gonna be a class name for our CSS, and image URL, it's gonna be a string. Let's export default. Let's add the typing here and unpack our props. It's gonna be title, subtext, class, and image URL, and let's just use it. You can dynamically pass the class here, so that's nice. Type string should be okay. Give him a second. src, this is image URL. Oh yeah, here's gonna be one problem. The class is of type card class, and class name, of course, should be a string. We know that the value underneath our enum is a string, therefore we can just do to string to do the conversion. That should work, or at least I expect it to work. There's a title and there's a subtext. Okay. And now let's try and render that. So over here, we'll create a card here. We need to import that. Okay. Then let's pass the title. First one is going to be the blue pop. The subtext, the subtext is going to be this is a nice text that you can show. Sounds reasonable. The class that's gonna be well, we should also export that in that case if we'd like to use it outside of that file. It's gonna be a card class blue pop, and then the image URL. Well, I decided to go to, how do you call this website? Unsplash, and just go for any of the images. I just got something prepared here. Actually, let me just copy whole array. So I have an array of URLs. We go to the website, you can see just some kind of, let's call it IT image with the iPhone cool watch. I hope this is some kind of T and nothing else. If you read my pipe, mouse and keyboard, pretty standard. And go for image URLs and index first. Oh yeah, no comma here. That should also be fine, except it is not. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is that's gonna be a problem because this is the restricted word in JavaScript. So let's do class name, class name, class name. Countries property undefined. Yep, because that's the class. Okay. And we have something, as you can tell, but definitely it doesn't look cool yet. We have to work with that just a little bit. Let's see. Do we need anything at here? I don't think so. Well, one thing we could do for now, this is a place where we create the shared styles, the styles that will be common for all of our cards. So I'm gonna quickly just add a little bit of styling for the figure caption, and that's gonna be 2em. We're gonna change the color to white. I'm gonna add the text transform uppercase, font size. I'm gonna bump it up, and I'm gonna set the position to absolute, and put it on the top. So top 0, left 0. And you can already see what that changes, right? This is the, oh, come on, it's not visible now. This is the case where we'd like to have one node over the other, and our figure is the parent of figure caption, and it's marked relative so that other nodes can position themselves in regards to the coordinates of that parent node. And we make the child overlay the parent by specifying position absolute and specifying at least two positions from the set of top, bottom, left, right. So you have to do top left or right left or top right or right bottom. Okay, and let's just change the color. So this is already kind of nice, but it still doesn't look too good. So just to specify our look a little bit more, I'm gonna create first CSS file here, and that's gonna be the blue pop CSS. Okay, and let's start working with our wonderful design. Let's start by saying blue pop. I'm gonna just add a little bit of a background color. That's gonna be 308-5A3. Okay. It doesn't change anything, and that's because we didn't import that file to our project. For now, it's just like any other file. To make it actually work, we have to import this at least somewhere. I'm gonna been using the card, so let's maybe import that here. And that's gonna be blue pop CSS. Okay, as you can already tell, we get that little bit of bluish tint in our wonderful card, so that's the way to go. Let's go for our pick caption first. I'm going to position everything. I'm going to position the text to the left, so that's going to be blue pop, pick caption, text align left. Okay. Now, I would like to bring that a little bit to the bottom, I think. So what we can do is to find the blue pop, pick caption, and then there's a div. So I'm gonna position this absolutely and bring it to the bottom, overriding the styling we had for the pick caption. So that's definitely not correct. Oh, maybe because we're lacking the height. Okay, that's a little bit better. The problem now is with the width of our div, which is too little. Can we do something like content maybe? Should we do something like no, that doesn't seem to help. What about you? Okay, that looks better. So maybe probably we should add that here. Okay, and then probably do stuff like here, change the width to fit content. Okay, this is 100. This is way better now, I think. Okay, now we're gonna go for the styling of our wonderful text. Okay, there's one thing missing though, I think. Yeah, as you can see, there's some kind of overflow here, so we have to fix that. Let's see. I'm gonna do overflow hidden. Okay, way better. Okay, and I'm gonna set the width 48%. Okay, now it's scaled, so that's nice. We have a margin. Oh, we should have max height changed. No, that's too big. Okay, now it starts looking like a card. Okay, so this is going to be applied to all of our cards, and I think we can move on. Okay, about styling our text. So that's going to be blue pop and find H2 and blue pop and find the P paragraph. We're going to do background color with a little bit of background just so it's visible a little bit better. Get a half. Is this H2? This is H3. Okay, so change it. Okay. It looks like it could use a little bit of padding. So let's do that. Okay. And also, I think that our text should be actually smaller. So let's do font size 12 pixels. Okay, that's better. One thing though that I see is that we're not getting the background here. That's because of a typo, I hope. Still nothing, because this is H2 after all. Is it? Okay, it is. Okay, so that's a start, right? What else do we need? Well, I'm gonna add a cursor for all of our figures. So let's do cursor pointer just to automatically show that this should be somehow interactive. Okay, and then let me think. This is already looking nice, but I believe this should be, yeah, this should be positioned differently. So let's take a look at that. The fig caption. Let's see. Should have it in the middle. So will this help? No, not really. Oh, maybe we don't need position absolute here on that div. Let's remove it. Let's get rid of that. Okay, this is looking way better, except for the fact that this is overflowing, which I don't like, but that can be fixed rather easily. We can do, or we should do it here. Box sizing, border box. Okay, this is great. Now there comes the matter of positioning it correctly. Let's do height 100%, and then this has, oh yeah, that actually would make sense. So this is figure caption. Let's do height 100%, and then here we're gonna do position absolute bottom 0 left 0. Almost. We should also add the padding to EM. Okay, yeah, now it looks nice. It's overlaid at the bottom in the center. I believe we could also do that trick with flex, because you can do almost everything with flex, but definitely it is looking nice. So that should be all when it comes to let's say the static look of our card. And now it's time for the animation, transitions, and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna start with H2. Let's see, and also that. So I'm gonna transform, translate, and this is gonna be 40 pixels and 0. Okay. Actually, in that case, do we need the padding? I believe we do. Oh yeah, that should be should be here. Okay, that's cool. Now I'm gonna add a translation for hover. So that's gonna be blue pop hover H2, and that's also gonna be the one for the paragraph. Transform translate 0 0. Okay, Okay, as you can see, this is already working, and we have that strange pop. That's because we didn't specify how long given transition should take. So we're gonna do this for H2 right now. So blue pop, H2, transition, transform. Let's give it amount of seconds, and as you can see, this is already moving nicely. The problem is still with the p value, but we can work with that. Let's add more things to our p. So we're going to start with the opacity set to 0. We're gonna also do we're gonna push it out of the screen just a little bit. So I'm gonna transform, translate, gonna be x minus 40px. Okay, now it's, well, just do that. Okay, it's moved back, so it's gonna slide in as it gains opacity. Okay, we just need to add that. So figure or just blue pop over and for p, but maybe also for image, blue pop over emg. We're gonna set the opacity to 1. That means that we also have to translate the opacity for both of these. We can do this. So for P, we're gonna transition the opacity, and that's gonna take 0.2 seconds, and also transform 0.45 seconds. Okay, you can see that nice slide in and that fade in, fade out. So that's kind of cool. But we could do more. We could also animate our image a little bit. So let's do just that. So blue pop image. I'm gonna set the opacity to a little bit lower. Gonna be 0.7, 0.7, sorry. Then we're gonna transition the opacity. That's gonna take 0.2 seconds. Okay. But I believe we should also translate the position of our image. Yeah. So we have styling for just the image. No, not yet. Okay, here it is. So I'm gonna say transform, translate 0, 0. Okay, and then on hover, we have only image hover. No, not really. So blue pop hover, come on, hover emg transform, come on, transform, translate, and let's just offset it a little bit. Oops, that's not correct. Okay, well, yeah, this is working nicely, but one thing that we have to add is transition for the transform. So it's gonna be transform 0.45s. this is working nicely, and this is almost what I wanted to achieve, but as you can see here, we have that strange blue bar. This is because the whole image is being offset. So we have to change the size of our image a little bit. I'm gonna say change the min width to that, and that fixes the problem, right? I just changed the width of the image, so it has some overflow, right? So if we can be really really precise how does this work, the blue pop container, the whole figure, has 320 pixels, and I made the image width a little bit bigger. So if we translate it and show the overflow, we just show the part of the image that is overflowing the container. And as we move it, the new part of the image is being showed. Okay, maybe we could change it a little bit because 500 seems too much. Yeah. Now it's better and the bigger part of the image is being shown on the screen. Okay, I was almost sure I could do all 3 cards in one episode, but that would take over an hour. So I'm gonna just record another episode where we're gonna do the last 2 cards with different CSS. But I hope you enjoyed that. And this is how you can use animations and transitions to bring a little bit of funk to your design. This isn't anything fancy. This isn't any kind of hardcore working with OpenGL, particles, multiple classes. No, these are just few subtle moves with the translation of given element and adding and showing opacity, but it already catches the eye whenever a user decides to interact with the card. So thank you for that, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye.